Morning, folks. This is Jay Flynn. Just wanted to do a little video on sobriety today and addiction, and share my strength and hope and experience. So try and keep it short and sweet and get right into it here. I'm Justin Flynn from a little hometown, Sonora, California, and growing up, my life was decent. You know what I mean? It was actually really good. I had really, good siblings. My brother and sister were my best friends my whole life. I love them to death, and great parents that not only kept a plate full of food in front of us and always had a roof over our head, but shared so much love with us. They taught us how to be kind to this world and have heart. And we did a lot of camping, outdoor stuff, music. Life was really good growing up, and started getting into my late teens, and parties started coming up, and started off with drinking a little bit, and then smoking some pot, and then a little cocaine came around, did that, and then some dope came out, and it looked the same as coke, and everyone was doing it, and it seemed like an okay thing to do at the time, and that's where I lost control of my life. For the first couple of years, it was fun, it was a party, it was okay, and then it stopped working, and after that, man, it got terrible. And that's the thing about drugs and alcohol is when you first start doing them, and the first time in your life, and others are doing them around you, it seems like okay and it's fun because your body's been nothing but healthy your whole entire life. But after a while, they take a toll on you, and they stop working like that, and they don't make you happy anymore. So and then that's when, once that started happening, I started doing more drugs and consuming more alcohol. And once that kicked in, things just got worse and worse and worse and worse. I was never, sorry, somebody's driving by, and I was never able to pull out of that at the time, and the more that I had to use to try and feel better, the worse I felt inside, the less it worked, and the more I lost over time. At first it was little things, it was jobs, friendships, relationships, and then it started getting really serious. I lost my home, I lost my kids, I lost my relationship with my family, my relationship with my good friends that I grew up with, and then I was homeless and in my truck and on the streets, man, and it was terrible. I mean, there were times where, God, I remember the worst nights, just bawling my eyes out in my truck all night long, just wanting to die, but knowing that wasn't even a possibility because I have a daughter in this world, and she kept me alive many, many nights, and because I knew that I had to try and figure out a way out of this. And man, I mean, I'm telling you, I've been pulled down by the hands of 1,000 demons into the depths of hell, man, and places that I didn't even know existed. Terrible places, and they were all in here in my head. And not only that, but they were real places on the streets around real situations and real environments that were scary and terrible. Nothing good about it. And I can't tell you how lucky and fortunate I am to be alive today. So once I hit it's been a couple times. I've been all the way up. I've had everything. I had the family that I wanted. I had the little white picket fence house, the bikes, the sports, the stereos, the music equipment, the trucks, the trailers, the lady by my side, and then drugs and alcohol. It took everything, and then I went all the way down, and then I've been all the way back up from there and all the way down again, and now I'm on my way back out of it. But this disease has taken so much from me. You know, I've lost. I went through the loss of the mother to my children, which I was, you know, so messed up at the time that I couldn't even do anything but have pain inside of me. And you know, there's just so many times that I probably could have been there if I wasn't messed up, and I was just so messed up that I wasn't able to do that. It literally, drugs and alcohol take everything from you, man. And my brother, he was my best friend. You know, my daughter's mom, before I leave off on that, she was my high school sweetheart, and that caused a lot of pain inside of me. You know, that one was a hard one to get out of. And then after that, it was my brother. He was my best friend my whole entire life, man. I lost him to this disease, and the pain that I suffered from that was just so many nights of just crying my eyes out in my truck. I was, you know, I had my dog. I was in my truck for 6 years with my dog. My dog was, you know, just always by my side, and I lost my dog, and so I just, at the end of it, I just ended up with nothing and completely alone, and nothing but pain. And I can't even tell you how many nights that I've hurt so bad inside. And when you're messed up, you just blame that on the rest of the world, because you don't understand. Like when you're high or you're drunk, like you're not able to think clearly enough to see what's really going on with yourself. So you kind of just play this blame game of blaming the rest of the world. And but you know, now that I've been clean and sober, I can look back and understand things more clearly and see that everyone around me loved me and just wanted me out of it, but there was nothing they can do, because something that I had to go through myself, you know. And some people never make it out of that, man. And so it's drugs and alcohol, it's a real problem. But there's nothing that there's no problem in the world, you know, especially when your heart's involved, that's not worth trying to fix. So that's where I'm at today, is just trying to reach out to my community and the youth, and just try and solve these issues and be of service as much as I can, and share my experience, my hope, and my strength of what I've been through in my life. And you know, I'm a very strong man, and I almost died so many times I couldn't count the times on my hands if I use both of them. So it's just like, you know, I'm still here, and I went to rehab, and I got clean and sober, and it's been a fight, I'll tell you that. It is not easy. Seeking sobriety is no easy task, but it's worth it. It's so much easier of a fight than the fight you go through internally with yourself, being loaded and being messed up and being drunk and high. So you know, I just want to do really good in this life and kill it. And you know, I'm a father, I'm a friend, I'm an adventurer, I'm a hiker, I'm you know, I'm a son, I'm a freestyle motor dropper, and I'm an addict. And is there hope? Absolutely. You're looking at a light beacon right here in front of your eyes. And I'll be damned if I don't try and do the absolute best that I can for the ones around me, because that's what my heart tells me to do, is you know, we don't give up. We have to try. And you know, if you're still out there and you're having problems with drugs and alcohol, seek help, man, because you're alone when you're drunk and you're high. But as soon as you seek the help, and then you're willing as you are to seek it, as you have to be that willing to accept it and do something about it, the loneliness will start going away immediately, because people will surround you with love, because they see that you're trying with all your heart and you want out of this. And I can tell you that for a fact, because I went through it, and that's what happened to me. You know, if you're still out there, you know, my suggestion and advice would be to try. You have to start off with the rehab and getting clean, and getting out of the area that you're living in for momentarily while you do that is a fantastic idea, and it helps immensely to change your environment. You know, so and then anybody that's you know, just already went through that process and is staying clean and sober, you know, all the power to you. I pray every day that you know, that we can just shine together, man. We have to come together and stop this together. You know, there's so many things that we can do for our youth, but we have to reach out to our community, and we have to find that strength within ourselves to do that, and the reasoning of why it's so important. And that's so, because we know we've been through it. So if you think back to how difficult it was and how messed up it was, and you don't want to see any kids go through it, then let's stand tall together, man, and let's change this. Let's make change, and just do good things. And you have to put a lot of work in to yourself, you know, internally, to get out of this situation. For the ones that are still out there, all the work at the beginning is all physical and mental. So my suggestion is to, you know, I watch a lot of inspirational videos. I meditate a lot. The reason meditation is so important is because you'll have all these fears and anxieties and worries of things that you're looking down upon yourself on, and you think are so important that need to be done. But the number one thing is staying clean and sober, and you can't ever forget that. So meditating is a complete loss of thought. You know, there's a few times a day I have to stop, close my eyes. Sometimes I have to run out into the forest and find a river to sit in, and listen to the sound of the water run down the rocks and hit the waterfalls, and just think about absolutely nothing and clear my mind until that anxiety is released from my chest, and I can release it out into the universe, and take a nice breath of fresh air, and just come back into town with good energy, and you know, and my anxiety being released. You know, I go to meetings. Meetings are great. It's good to go get off your chest what you're going through. But I also suggest going back to that same meeting a week later and sharing the hope of how you fix that problem that you were talking about the week before, because you went and worked on it. You know, you have to kind of write a list of the things that you're going through and are suffering from, and figure out a way to knock that list off until you are completing yourself inside with that recovery of your mental and also your physical, getting out there and walking and staying healthy and riding bikes, whatever you're passionate about when you're growing up. Mine was motocross. Coming back into it from recovery, I didn't want to do it at first. I lost my love and passion for it. I forced myself to get on this bike, and I rode every weekend for like 6 weeks straight. And guess what? My love and my fire came back for riding, just like that. But I did have to force it at first, because I was so far gone. I couldn't remember how much I loved it. So you have to start doing things that you're passionate about growing up. You have to retrain your brain to make it a habit to start doing that again, because that's healthy stuff, and it takes your mind off of what you're going through. And you have to do that continuously until that fire comes back inside for it. And it will happen, I can tell you, because I've been through this. So, you know, just go to meetings, reach out to people, talk to people, make phone calls, watch motivational videos on YouTube, listen to peaceful music, meditate, go to bed on time, wake up early, try and eat healthy food. Just, you know, all these things. I'm not perfect by any means, and I don't claim to be, but and it is hard. But I just want to let you guys know right here, right now, today, that it is possible. And you are looking at a beacon of light, and you can become one yourself if you're not already one. Thank you for everyone who's watched this video. I love you guys, and have a good day.